Alright, it's time. Polo G, the GOAT. I'm not saying he's the GOAT, that's what the album's called. The GOAT. So I was super excited for this album. I heard this was coming out a while ago. And I actually heard that it was going to be called The GOAT, and eventually it did come out, and it was. And I couldn't wait to dive in and give it a listen. If anyone knows, I rated Die Legend a 9 out of 10 and said it was the best debut album in the last 5 to 10 years, which later, 2-3 months later, got dethroned, or maybe not that long, it was a bit later, I think. Got dethroned by D-Smoke in his album. But yeah, I obviously had high hopes going into this, and especially on the song Go Stupid, or what's it called? Stupid Again? It's one of those.
Yeah, Stupid Again.
No, I think that's off Tory Lanez album. Because
no, you're right, that is off Tory Lanez.
I know they're very similar, but it might be called Go Stupid as well. Maybe. No, it is called, Go Stupid, with Stunner for Vegas and NLE Chopper. And he does say, they called my last album a classic, but I got something hotter. So I was like, alright, let's see what you're talking about then. And so Polo G is grit and determination personified. He's been through it all.
Definitely.
He's been through gun and street violence, losing friends, family, heartbreak, drug abuse, mental health issues. He's gone through it all. You name it, he's either been through it or witnessed it happen to someone very close to him. So it's a tough thing to live with, and you hear it through the weight of his voice and the emotion in his writing and the way he writes. But yeah, he is really great at expressing his emotions and allowing it out. A lot of people from Chicago are good at this, where Polo's from, Joey Perp, Saba.
My best mate.
Yeah, even someone like Kanye West.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Smino in my head, but he's not from there.
No, he does sound like he is, though.
Yeah, he's sort of amalgamated to the sound, but he's technically not from there. But music's believable, and makes it better. When you think something's authentic, more likely to get close with it and believe it. So on the last project, I said there was a centerpiece, the emotional pillar for the whole album, and that was Finer Things. I really enjoyed that song. It wasn't the greatest song on the album, and it wasn't like a club banger or didn't have the best beat, but coming from an emotional standpoint, he was at his most vulnerable. He was sort of spilling his life out to you, and it sort of, everything else that happened on either side of the album sort of could be explained through this song, talking about gun violence, street violence, and stuff like that. And this one doesn't have one. It actually has three songs. So I'm going to break down the 3 songs, and I'm going to talk about others a little bit. So there's 33, which speaks about the violence that he saw around him. And the wordplay is insane, extremely powerful, extremely weighty, very sort of demanding on you to listen to and to consume, because you sort of have to take on board this baggage. But yeah, so you can feel the pain and the emotion in every lyric. So I'm gonna read my favorite lyric from that song. Bitch, I'm from Chirac, where it get hot, they bring them techs out. Better watch your back or you'll be on that corner stretched out. Quick to change a neighbor standing tall with his chest out. And they like headshot, it won't make sense to bring the vest out. Shit be devastating. You find out your homie checked out.
Oh.
So really tough line.
Yeah.
Right,
that just slaps you in that face, that last line. Jeez.
Yeah. And then my favourite one in there is, and they like headshots, it won't make sense to bring a vest out. Like, you can't protect the headshot. And that's what they'd be doing.
Look at Ned Kelly.
So second track of the sort of emotional pillars, I'm going to call them, is I Know. This song's about poverty, mental health, and substance abuse. He talks about bonding with someone over drugs and pain, and he sort of talks about the mortality that we have as humans, that we can all just die so quickly, and it can be gone so quick.
It literally takes 1 second, and everything is gone.
Yeah, and specifically where he's from, it's quite dangerous and can happen so quickly. The chorus is talking about someone he's lost, and I think it's to do with Juice WRLD. They were very close friends.
Yeah.
And he even has a feature on this album. Even if it's not him, the themes link up to just losing someone close. And you can sort of feel like the pain. He says, bonding over drugs and pain, dirty Sprite share. My dog was one of a kind, I know you're type rare. I know life is a bitch and she don't fight fair. How the fuck I wake up from a dream to a nightmare. Left us behind, I know you see that light glare. I know you're walking up to heaven on them white stairs. Why I can't just pull up to your crib and see you right there. Nobody love you till you dead. That's when they might care.
That is hard.
That is hard. This track also touches on a man's perspective of a relationship. It's not particularly Polo G because he says he, so he's sort of speaking about someone else, but he could be talking about himself sort of from a third person perspective. This man has mental health issues, he can't trust anyone, and he can't really let anyone in. He talks about being caught up in his own head, tangled in emotions, and in general overthinking everything to the point where he's having anxiety attacks and not being able to function. The second verse is about a young man that is trying to become a rapper, and people are sort of pushing him down. No one has faith in him. He's grinding it out, but nothing's happening. He's rapping every day, and he's sort of using his rap to get his mind clear and to sort of silence everything. He's trying to. He's in his own world.
Yeah, it's his like coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then nothing's happening. This leads to anger, which then leads to him having fantasies about killing people and like just exploding on this pent-up rage and aggression. And the final of the centerpieces, and in my opinion the best on the album, is No Matter What. It's essentially him talking about having to deal with all these circumstances, and no matter what, like whatever happened, he just had to deal with it. Someone got shot, he just had to go to school. He didn't have anything to eat that day, he just had to deal with it. Like no matter what happened, he just had to do it. There's obstacle after obstacle thrown in front of him, and he just goes about it. The whole track's littered with fantastic imagery and lines, and I will get up the lyrics for that. He says, lost touch with God, I'm so happy that I found you. Money only changed the one around you. Non-believer listened to you and now they clowned you.
Oh.
And then I said, my dog's on go and it ain't shit to bring them hounds through. We don't give a fuck, we shed blood on that ground too. And when you fighting for your life, ain't no round two. In the hood watching my big homies pushing pounds through. Used to daydream of shining in the hood with these bands, trying to leave these hard times and run through the millies with my friends. But my homies died young and that wasn't part of the plan. Flying on these planes, wish I could reach out and touch a hand. I don't want to be awake, that's why I keep popping these Zans. And then my heart became a weakness, I did everything I can.
Oh.
That the really hard line in there, the really sort of emotional line is there. But my homies died young and that wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
Flying on these planes, wish I could reach out and touch a hand. Like, he's like living this life where he's on planes and like he just wishes like you're right there, like you're in heaven, like you're right there. But yeah, really tough line there.
Oh, you can tell he's like really hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Features on this overall weren't that great. I didn't really like the Stunner for Vegas or NLE Chopper. Mustard was really good. DJ Mustard was really good on the production for the song Heartless, which you will be hearing our reviews of in a few weeks when we do the Jay-Z playlist review. Who else did he have on here? Lil Baby was alright, he just sounded a bit drowned out, he needed to be a bit clearer. And BJ the Chicago Kid was alright, nothing special. Juice WRLD was my favourite feature on this. I don't really listen to Juice WRLD that much. It's not really my style, but really great on this track. Obviously, they have great chemistry, came from the same area, grew up together. Really great track, and that song is called Flex. Production on this whole album is great. Polo really knows his sounds well, his specific sound well. The piano, the guitar. Mustard did a really good job of bringing the guitar in that song Heartless. But as soon as you hear a song by Polo G, or a song that sounds like this, you'll be like, oh, Polo G would be on this. Like, he has such a unique sound. And he's carved out this sound that now it's going to be like, and it's sort of like what Drake had 10 years ago, where like you heard the track and it just sort of, it was like, this is going to be good because of what it sounds like after the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And Polo has that now, which is really great. Great to see. So my favourite tracks, other than the three I mentioned, were 21, Don't Believe the Hype, Wishing for a Hero, and Be Something. I'm going to read my favourite lyric, which was on the song 21, which talks about the lavish life and him turning 21. Like, he's 21 and he's doing all this already. So I'm going to read the first verse. So, swerving on the E-way, don't even care if I crash in this coupe. Shit I'm thinking about too real, might lose my mind in this coupe. Can't relapse off these drugs, man, R.I.P. to Juice. We were tweaking off them perks, I popped my last one with you. Bond tight with my day ones, ain't trying to find no recruits. We was playing give and take on that front line with my troops. Ayy, like who wants smoke? We got plenty guns. Keep 2 little savages on X, and they gon' get it done. And them hollow tips do surgery, they gon' clip his lungs. It was going down on the set, that's when the shit was fun. I've been ballin' like Kendrick Nunn. Every day, my birthday, bitch. It's lit, I just turned 21. And I really like, I'm gonna play the chorus of this track. Is it at the start? Yeah, he has such a great singing voice, which is really unique. He sort of reminds me a little bit of Drake in that way, where he's really good at singing and really good at rapping. But I think this kid's gonna stay on the rapping part, which I think Drake should have done. Drake made the right decision to go global and to become as like the most famous singer in the world, basically. Yeah. Post Malone, Justin Bieber are probably the only ones above him. But yeah, I think where he's from and his sort of lifestyle, Polo I'm talking about, now he's gonna stay with the rapping.
Yeah.
He reminds me even of like a little bit like a more talented and more I don't know, ingrained in the culture than Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates got a great singing voice, great rapping voice, but I think he's a bit too old now.
Yeah.
Like, I think if Kevin Gates came out now, he'd be a smash hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna play this song, 21.
Oh. That's really nice.
Yeah. Alright, I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10. A little bit, this much. Anyone see how much that is? This much worse than Die Legend. I think that album is fantastic. I think if this album came first, maybe I'd give that a 9. And then the Die Legend maybe a 9.5.
Yeah.
But just the order it came out, yeah, I'm going to give this one, because I know he can do better. And it's only like a tiny bit better. Like, I think there was like a tiny bit of filler. Like, I think some tracks could have been
like trimmed off.
Yeah. I want you to hear the chopped and screwed producer tag by Mustard, which he's never done before, and just the beat that he picks.
I really like that. Oh, I could have given that a listen.
Yeah. Great album.
Wow.
Great songs. Great.
Yeah.
Individually, the songs are fantastic. Go and check out this or Die Legend. He's graduated from a legend to now being the GOAT, and he's making his way there. I mean,
yeah,
it's fantastic, this stuff.
Jeez.
But yeah, that is it. Is that it for the Thursday show?
That's it for the Thursday show. Yeah.
Move on tomorrow. You'll see the quiz. What else is tomorrow? Or is that it?
Just a weekly song recommendation.
All right, there you go. So, all right, latest.
That's a wrap.